Hi, I'm Phil Kenyon here with Visio Putting, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about TempoStik Plus and how you can decide what's the right tempo for you. So when you open the app with TempoStik, what you will see immediately are the default settings. So on the left hand side we've got downswing tempo and we've also got backswing rhythm. The default distance is 10 foot and the default stimp is 10 foot. Now in order to find what could be the best tempo for you, I would use these default settings. You might need to adjust the stimp for the stimp of green that you're in, but initially I'd get you to hit puts on a 10-foot put. I would also keep the default settings for your core tempo, which is 90 BPM, and the rhythm ratio of 2-0. The default settings represent average on the PGA Tour. That's 1 second from setup to impact with a rhythm ratio of 2-0. Now, in most cases, I would say the overall timing for a lot of players will be very close to that 1 second. Where often they lose it is the backswing's slow and then the downswing's quick, or vice versa. So it's the makeup of that 1 second, that ratio between backswing and downswing that can vary. But you won't be too far away from 1 second. But what I would then do is I would run the sequence on that 10-foot putt and start to hit some putts. So you're going to follow the sequence. We've got the visual cues for takeaway, hit number of putts, and you're going to follow those lights. Start to pay attention to how that feels. Does it feel too quick? Does the takeaway feel quicker than normal? Does it feel slower than normal? Does it feel too quick? Is it something that you could get used to? Now, if it feels too quick, what you can then do is just adjust the core tempo. Keep the ratio the same at 2, but you may adjust the core tempo. Now, if you want it to be a little bit slower, then maybe drop it down to 85 BPM. Hit a few putts again at 10 foot. If you feel like it needs to be a little quicker, you can move the BPM up. You can move it, say, to 95 BPM. Now, once you've settled on a tempo and a timing that feels comfortable, what you then might do is to start to then practice at some other distances. So if you've started at 10 foot, then hit a 15-foot putt. Use that tempo that you've decided on. How does that feel at 15 foot? How does that then feel at 20 foot? How does that feel at 25 foot? So start then to work across the different distances. What you find is a lot of people, the tempo starts to change across different distances. So as you go through this experiment, there's going to be certain putts that would feel harder, might feel more comfortable or less comfortable to maintain that same tempo. But I think a good indicator of what could be a good tempo for you, you'll find in around 10 foot. And then as you then start to look at the other distances, where you may find it harder or easier is just that natural challenge of maintaining your ideal tempo across different distances. But first of all, we need to establish what a good one could be for you. And for me, you look at the default settings, practice, could you use that, adjust slightly slower or quicker, and then practice maintaining that across the different distances that you're going to put across. That would be how I would approach finding the right tempo and timing for you.